beauty inside. Our hearts will feel a brighter day. We'll sing Namo Amida. Namo Amidabatsu. Namo Amida. Namo Amidabatsu. Let's join our hands together in gratitude we treasure the golden chain of love. Our hearts gathered in one place, our differences will embrace. We will meet as one. Namo Amida. Namo Amidabatsu. Namo Amida. Namo Amidabatsu. Namo Amida. Namo Amidabatsu. Namo Amida. Namo Amidabatsu.
begin this morning's service by singing the Vandana Tisarana together. And let's sing in Pali and English together. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to him, the exalted one, the enlightened one, the supremely awakened one. Buddham saranam gacchami, dhammam saranam gacchami, sangham saranam gacchami. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Namo Amidabatsu, Namo Amidabatsu, Namo Amidabuddha, Namo Amidabatsu, Namo. Let's chant the hymn, Gasho with Amida, the words of which will be found on the screen. Namo Amidabatsu, I recite Amida's name with deep joy and gratitude. I gasho with Amida, trees and grasses and flowers all grow in great compassion. This light shines throughout the world. I gasho with Amida. Flowers bloom and flowers fall. From the seed sprout new flowers. This is the truth unchanging. I gasho with Amida. Springtime brings the happy birds. Their songs all praise Amida. I join them in Nembutsu. I gasho with Amida. So when I call Amida's name, it's Amida calling me. Buddha's voice, my voice are one. I gasho with Amida. When I'm lonely, I recite Namo Amidabatsu. Then I feel great compassion. I gasho with Amida. Nembutsu in work and play. Every day with Amida. Every moment filled with light. I gasho with Amida. Remember the golden chain, kindness to all living things. I will follow this teaching. I gasho with Amida. In the clear bright morning sun, in the fading light of day, in the darkness of the night, I gasho with Amida. Namo Amidabatsu. I live in great compassion. This great power power guides my life. I go show with Amida. The virtue of Amida's vow is shared equally by all, together attaining awakened mind. We are born in the land of thee. Namana, Vitsanamana, 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 Vitsanamana. Namo Amidabatsu, Namo Amidabatsu. Let's sit together quietly for a few moments. So just relax and get comfortable. If you are able, sit forward in your seat and place both feet flat on the ground. Sit up straight and align your head, neck, shoulders, and back in a straight line that goes down to the floor. Place your hands comfortably in your lap. Now close your eyes and just breathe. Breathe in and breathe out. In and out. As you breathe in, you'll feel energy filling your body. And as you breathe out, any stress or worries in your mind just fade away. Just breathe. The sound of the gong will signal the end of our quiet meditation. Namana, Vitsanamana, 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 Vitsanamana. No, that's not. If you're able to do so at home, we'd like to encourage everyone to offer incense at this time. The offering of incense is an ancient rite of purification. It's a gesture of respect and an expression of gratitude for the Dharma teachings. Offertory, or the practice of giving donations or offerings to the temple, is part of the practice of Dana, egoless generosity, which is the first of the 6 paramita perfections on the Bodhisattva path of the Mahayana way. You can scan this QR code, or you can go to makawahonganji.org and click on donate, and you can make an offering online of any amount via credit card. And now we're going to have the Children's Dharma story time. It looks like I forgot to put the transition slide in there, but give us a second and we'll be right back. I'm going to go down and we're going to do a set change.
Live from Makawao, it's Children's Dharma Story Time, starring Barkley the dog, Lucy the ladybug, with special guests Green Snoopy and Kermit the Gosho frog. Be-ha! Good morning, aloha kakahiaka. It's me, Barkley the dog. How y'all doing this fine Sunday morning? I hope you're well and feeling fine. Mahalo for joining us here in historic Makawao town on the beautiful island of Maui in the great state of Hawaii. And I'd like y'all to meet Lucy the ladybug, the love of my life. Here's Lucy. Good morning. Aloha kako. Aloha for everyone. I'm so happy to see all of you this morning. Barkley, let's put on our magic glasses from Maui Optics and see who's with us here this morning. Well, that's a great idea, Lucy. Let's see. Oh, there's Lena Noi and Meliana. And I see Kava and Lena and Micah and Emmy and Nolan and Cora. Hey, you guys, your chicks are getting big too. And I see Madison or Maddie all the way in Colorado. And there's Todd, Cruz, Assen, and Jai. And there's Stella, our new buddy. Hey, Stella. And there's also Melody and Cadence in Honolulu. Hey, Cadence, you're getting bigger, aren't you? And I see the Kosaka kids. I see Kenneth and Sierra, Lindsay, Wesley. And oh, there's Tori and Benji. And hey, Kalena, you probably thought I missed you, but I see you hiding in the corner over there. And there's little Tyrus. Hey, how's it going? And look, I can see sensei buddies from around the world. And let's see, well, they're all over the place. They're in Japan, and they're in Hong Kong, and they're in Nepal, and Brazil, and everywhere on the mainland USA. Oops, sorry, the slides are in the wrong order. Okay. So now we're going to sing Sensei's favorite song, okay, guys? Because here we go. It's called Buddha Loves You. You remember the words and the dance? I sure hope so, because Sensei's always forgetting. Okay, let's see if this technology's going to work today. And nothing's happening, Sensei. What's going on? Oh, wrong keyboard. That's what. Okay, this one. There we go. Okay, where's the music? There's no music. Okay, here we go. Fly, fly, little bird. Buddha loves you, little bird. Tweet, 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 tweet. Run, run, little pup. Buddha loves you, little pup. Bow, wow, 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 wow. Don't cry, pussycat. Buddha loves you, pussycat. Meow, 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 meow. Okay, here comes the fun part. Swim, swim, little fish. Buddha loves you, little fish. Yeah, that's my favorite song. You know, I love that part where you open your mouth like a fish. Let's do that again, okay? And open your mouth like a fish. Can you make that popping sound? Okay, fish don't really do that. But anyway, let's keep going. Oh, where are we? No, you're in the wrong place, Sensei. Okay, this one. Okay, let's do the golden chain of love. Did you know that was made in Hawaii? Isn't that cool? Here we go. Let's see, where are you, Sensei? This one, there we go. I am a link in Amidabatsu's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds, knowing that on what I do now depends not only my happiness or unhappiness, but also that of others. May every link in Amidabatsu's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amidabatsu, Namo Amidabatsu, Namo Amidabatsu, Namo Amidabatsu. Okay, now it's time for children's Dharma story time. Wait. Okay, Sensei, I think you're now in the right place as far as the script goes. Wow, the list keeps getting bigger and bigger every week, and good thing we have so many sponsors. And we'd like more, so please scan this QR code or go to makoahonganji.org and you can become a sponsor of the Children's Dharma Storytime too. Like these wonderful people. And we'd like to thank all of them individually. And so thank you, mahalo, for all of your support. Okay, there we go. And I'd like to give a special shout out to Auntie Jean H., who's the book sponsor this year. And so thanks to Auntie Jean's generosity, we're going to present a great story for you, which is called Fry Bread, a Native American family story, written by Kevin Noble Maillard and illustrated by Juana Martinez Neal. And here we go. Fry Bread, a Native American family story. Written by Kevin Noble Maillard. Illustrated by Juana Martinez Neal, who's a Caldecott Honor winner. This book is dedicated Para Gladys, mi mama, and the keeper of all recipes, from JMN. To Iris, Nana, and all the women who teach us stuff. And this is from KNM. Fry Bread, a Native American family story. Written by Kevin Noble Maillard and illustrated by Juana Martinez Neal. Fry bread is food. Flour, salt, water, cornmeal, baking powder, perhaps milk, maybe sugar, all mixed together in a big bowl. Fry bread is shape. Hands mold the dough, flat like a pancake, round like a ball, or puffy like Nana's softest pillow. Fry bread is sound. The skillet clangs on the stove. The fire blazes from below. Drop the dough in the skillet. The bubbles sizzle and pop. Fry bread is color. Golden brown, tan, or yellow. Deep like coffee, sienna or earth. Light like snow and cream, warm like rays of sun. Fry bread is flavor. See beans or soup. Smell tacos, cheese, and vegetables. Delight in honey and jam. Rise to discover what brings us together. Fry bread is time. On weekends and holidays, supper or dinner, powwows and festivals, moments together with family and friends. Fry bread is art, sculpture, landscape, portrait, our daily craft, shared from teacher to student, a cycle of heritage and fortune. Fry bread is history, the long walk, the stolen land, strangers in our own world. With unknown food, we made new recipes from what we had. Fry bread is place, Alaska, Kansas, all the way to Maine, down to Delaware, on to Georgia, over to Oklahoma, Colorado, and California. Cities and lands we call home. Fry bread is nation, Abenaki, Apache, Arapaho, Ojibwe, Onondaga, Oglala, Sioux, Narragansett, Navajo, Niptuck Seminole, Shoshone, Sac and Fox, hundreds and hundreds of tribes. Fry bread is everything. Round, flat, large, small. North, south, east, west. Brown, yellow, black, white. Familiar and foreign, old and new. We come together. Fry bread is us. We are still here, elder and young, friend and neighbor. We strengthen each other to learn, change, and survive. Fry bread is you. And the book continues with a wonderful recipe from Kevin. This is Kevin's fry bread. So, if you'd like to make your own fry bread, ask your mommy and daddy to buy a copy of this book for you. And always remember, because this is going to require boiling water and using stuff like that, make sure you have an adult to help you, because you don't want to get burned up. The author's notes are quite extensive and explains a lot of the history and background of fry bread. So for the older Dharma school students and for the parents, I think you'll find it quite fascinating to read the story of fry bread, how it came to be, and how it comes to symbolizes the identity of the Native American peoples. And there's a very long list of references if you'd like to do more research. And the front plate and the back plate have an incredible list of the tribes, the many tribes of our Native American brothers and sisters. And that was the story, Fry Bread, a Native American family story, written by Kevin Noble Maillard and illustrated by Juana Martinez Neal, a Caldecott Honor winner. The end. Wait! Okay, there's the camera. That's what I want to see. And actually, Sensei, you got the slides in the wrong place again. Better turn the teleprompter thing on. There we go. Today's story. And keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay, we're getting there. Almost there. Just hang on. Hey, maybe I should tell. Oh, okay. Here we go. There you go. Sensei, over to you. Wasn't that a great story? What part did you like? Really? Sensei loved that part too. Well, how about you, Barkley? Well, I loved how fry bread is loved by everyone, and that's why they share it with their family and friends, so everyone gets happy. Whoo, doggy! Me and my brother and sister pups, we sure loved eating together and making a big mess, if you know what I mean. Whoa, where's Lucy? Oh, Barkley, you're such a rascal. Okay, kids, don't really make a big mess unless you're okay with cleaning it up after you do it. My granddaddy dog always used to say, you make a mess, you clean up. Of course, he was a bit of a rascal, so, yeah, that's kind of thing. Say, Lucy, the ladybug, where are you? Say, Lucy, the ladybug, the love of my life, you're smarter than me. What part did you like? Well, I've never eaten fry bread, but I would surely be grateful for the chance to try some. I loved how the book explained the meaning of fry bread as not only a delicious food to make and share and enjoy together, but also how important it was in their culture. It means so many things. Fry bread can mean so many things in the culture, the family culture, and the long history of our Native American friends. I think all the Dharma buddies have a favorite food that they love to make and share and eat together with their friends and family. What's your favorite food, Barkley? Hey, well, like my best Dharma buddy Melody always says, all of them. I eat everything. I eat anything. I love everything. I love anything, and I always clean up after myself because I always make a big mess. You know, I'm a rascal dog, but my mama dog taught me to be a responsible rascal dog. And that means cleaning up after you make a big mess, if you know what I mean. How about you, Sensei? Yeah, well, you know, I make a big mess all the time, so I'm pretty good at cleaning up. Well, that's not what I meant, Sensei. Have you ever eaten fry bread before? Oh, okay, sorry. Yes, actually, you might be surprised to learn that Sensei actually ate fry bread when he was young. What? You were young? I thought you were always old. Oh, Barkley, be nice. Barkley, okay. Well, the truth of impermanence, right? All things change, including Sensei. Yeah, when I was a kid, we went on a trip to visit Poston, Arizona. And this is where the Kiyohara family, my grandparents and parents, etc., had to live during the war because they were Japanese and Japanese Americans. Now, the local people, the locals, Native Americans, who were from the Colorado River Indian tribes, they were having a powwow and a cultural festival. A powwow is sort of like a big gathering, and a cultural festival, and they invited us to join them. Fry bread. This is my first time trying fry bread. It was absolutely delicious. And this version that they made was kind of like a taco or a burrito. It had beans, refried beans and lettuce and tomatoes, and some kind of spicy sauce, which was really amazing. I also remember playing with the Indian kids, even though we really didn't speak each other's language or understand each other's ways. But we still had lots of fun because they shared everything with us. Their food, the music, the dance, and playing together. Gee, Sensei, that sounds like a segue to the boring part. Oops, sorry, the Dharma talk for adults. Oh my, Barkley, you know such big words. Segue. Yeah, I just read the words that Sensei wrote on the teleprompter right here. I'll show you where the words are written right here. Ka-donk. Fade to black. So one of these days, we'll get this right, but it worked pretty close. So kids, thank you very much for watching, and we're going to have the the Dharma talk for adults now. So let's see, change the slide. Oops. And remember, kids and adults and grandparents, be good, but not too much. So the Dharma talk for adults today is titled, Our Practice is Eating. And good morning. Let's begin with the words of Shinran Shonin. All sentient beings, as they hear the name, realize even one thought moment of shinjin and joy. With these sacred words, we know clearly that this second mind, because of the primal vow, is entrusting that is pure, true, real, and perfect. It is shinjin. Shinjin, because it is none other than the mind of great compassion, is altogether free of doubt. The words of Shinran Shonin, which you can find in the questions and answers section of Passages on the Pure Land Way, page 312, volume 1 of the collected works of Shinran. Okay, so our practice is eating. Looks like we don't have the slides, but that's okay. There we go. So our practice is eating. And this is a quote from Anne Wallner, who's talking about Buddhism in the Honganji, Hawaii style. Itadakimasu, right? If you grew up Japanese American or hung out with Japanese Americans, you're likely to have been to family feasts that begin something like this. Everyone kind of puts their hands together, they sort of bow their heads and say, Itadakimasu! And then the food just disappears so fast. And everyone is smiling and laughing and talking story. So, especially as a kid, when it was gochiso time, which is what my father used to call it, delicious food time, it always meant a feast with special Japanese foods. This was the most joyous of occasions, especially with the family or with the temple sangha family. Back in the day, it was hard to get Japanese food, so you basically, when someone made it, it was awesome. So my grandmother and my aunties were all excellent cooks. And one of our aunties actually from Hawaii, so she introduced us to spam onigiri, which of course here is called spam musubi, but we call this spam onigiri. Potato macaroni salad, potato mac salad, that doesn't exist in California. And also Chinese chicken salad. So my Chinese friends would try it and go, hey, that's really good, what is it? I'll go, oh, it's Chinese chicken salad. And they get a puzzled look on their face and go, well, that's not Chinese, but it sure tastes good. There is a special joy in making, sharing, and eating food together, as family, as friends, and as community. Food is central to human life. It's fundamental. Without food, we cannot sustain our lives. Food actually teaches us the interdependence of all life and living beings, one of the core teachings of Buddhism. So how many of us, hunted or fished or harvested the food that we ate this morning? Raise your hand. I admit I did not. So food, should teach us the truth, right? This unrepeatable life is not about me. It's not about me. I couldn't have had breakfast this morning if it wasn't for someone who, raised the food that I ate, someone who harvested the food I ate, that processed the food that I ate, that packaged the food that I ate, that transported it from the warehouse to the store, to the young person who put, the people who work in the store, who put it on the shelves, to the checker who beeped the thing, and then, we were able to eat this morning. So food is a very important truth. How many times have you been delighted by the unexpected gift of food from family and friends? Food teaches us how to live in harmony with people who are different from us. It's much easier to set aside our differences if we all sit down together and share a meal. Food brings people together. Of all the things the pandemic took away from us, I think I miss refreshments, and I put refreshments in quotes, in the social hall after the service. It's just the fellowship, the talking. I missed the smiles and the laughter and the talking story. And of course, food tastes great. It's one of the great pleasures of life is to eat something that's so delicious. One of the greatest joys is to savor a wonderful meal with your family and friends and community. So our practice is eating. So Anne Wallner shared her observation, and she explained this is how she answers the question. Oh, you go to the Honganji, you're Buddhist. What's your practice? She replies, our practice is eating. And she's absolutely right. Did you ever notice how every Honganji gathering begins and ends with food? Ever notice how Honganji gatherings often turn out to be a feast of epic proportions? Actually, as a Kotong, as a Japanese American from California, it seems to me that food is central to culture in all of Hawaii. You don't have to be Japanese American in Hawaii to have food be central, right, to everything we do here in Hawaii. So an invitation, to light pupu, that means enough food to feed the UH football team and enough, left over to take home with you, enough for 2 days. So even, business meetings, serious meetings, they always seem to revolve around the special treats that somebody made or someone's grandma made, or, somebody who went to the trouble of going to that specific store to buy a special box of those really famous goodies to share with everyone else. The business part of the meeting is fairly straightforward. Everyone's like, these cream puffs from Komodo Bakery are just amazing. And they are, by the way. So Michelle, thanks always for making them cream puffs for us. Obviously, food is culture. So in the context of Japanese culture, Japanese American culture, what does itadakimasu mean? Right? Itadaku is the short form of the verb, but itadakimasu, itadakimasu. Itadakimasu is to receive a gift in gratitude, and particularly to receive an unexpected gift. And gifts, by definition, are unexpected. When you receive a gift, you're not expecting it, not usually. Right? And you receive the gift in humility and humbleness. And we receive a gift in joy. So, gratitude, humility, and joy. So human nature is to feel grateful, to feel thankful when we receive a gift, a present, especially when we weren't expecting one. Now, as Buddhists, we take this moment to reflect upon the causes and conditions that brought us to this point in life. What did I do to deserve this gift? In reflection, nothing. So many gifts we receive every day simply come to us out of the kindness, the benevolence, the caring and sharing we enjoy from other people and all forms of life. This realization forces us to be humble, to wake up to our usual self-centered, selfish nature. And this awakening, right, waking up to our true self of being self-centered, it makes us humble because the other person is giving us something out of kindness. So humility, right, being humble or being humbled, right, this is not something that comes naturally to us as Americans or culturally as Americans. Right? We are taught in school to self-promote, to self-advocate, to be assertive. Don't be too aggressive, but be assertive. Sorry. And the Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha taught 2,500 years ago that the fundamental human condition is we foolishly believe it's about me. We stubbornly cling to the delusion. The world is supposed to revolve around me. So, when the kindness of others forces us to wake up to our selfishness, we realize that kind and gentle people still give us gifts all the time. Food, friendship, a smile, listening to us when we're troubled. And this is the true source of joy. So, Namo Amidabatsu, right? To receive the gift of your unrepeatable life, just as it is, and to accept it as it unfolds naturally, in gratitude, humility, and joy, just as you are. Namo Amidabatsu. Namo Amidabatsu. Namo Amidabatsu is the practice of living this unrepeatable life with the same humility, gratitude, and joy as eating. The words of Shinran Shonin. All sentient beings, as they hear the name, realize even one thought moment of shinjin and joy. With these sacred words, we know clearly that this second mind, because of the primal vow, is entrusting that is pure, true, real, and perfect. It is Shinjin. Shinjin, because it is none other than the mind of great compassion, is altogether free of doubt. The words of Shinran Shonin, which you can find in the Collected Works of Shinran, Volume 1, page 312. So here we begin to see the deeper meaning of the larger sutra, the Tathagata of Immeasurable Life, the most important sutra in Jodo Shinshu. When we truly hear the calling voice of Amida, Namo Amidabatsu, when we hear the name of Amida, Namo Amidabatsu, we realize a single thought moment of Shinjin and joy. And Shinjin is just entrusting that is pure, true, real, and perfect. Shinjin is the mind of great compassion, right? Absolutely free of doubt. Shinjin is the mind of Amidabatsu. Shinjin comes to us through the inconceivable power of Amida's vow to save all, and working in each moment of this unrepeatable life. So the question today is whether you receive the gift of Shinjin, the gift of life, in humility, gratitude, and joy, in each moment of every day of this unrepeatable life. And if that's too difficult, just remember, our practice is eating. The wisdom of Anne Wollner. So Anne reminds us that the great compassion of Amida, the great love of Amida, comes to us just as we are. And because we're so focused all the time on, it's about me, right? We do need a practice, in quotes, a Buddhist practice, so we can slow down, open our ears, and hear the calling voice of Amida. And this practice for Honganji Buddhists, for Jodo Shinshu Buddhists, is eating. So before you begin the feast today, this afternoon, take a moment to reflect upon the countless causes and conditions that brought this food to you, right? That gathered, assembled all these people you're with today. Right? And through the inconceivable working of Amida's vow, you are being given the gift of a time, a place, occasion to truly experience humility, gratitude, and joy. Simply place your palms together in Gassho, bow your heads in gratitude, and say Namo Amidabatsu, entrusting an all-inclusive wisdom and all-embracing compassion for the great enlightenment to come. Namo Amidabatsu. Just say it, Namo Amidabatsu. Just say Mahalo, and Mahalo for listening this morning, and may your day be filled with aloha. Okay, I think we have one more set change, and we'll be right back.
Let's all say the loving kindness metta together. May all beings be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May I be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to me. May I live in peace and harmony. May my family be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my teachers be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my friends be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May strangers be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my enemies be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May all beings be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. Namo Amidabatsu, Namo Amidabatsu, Namo Amidabatsu, Namo Amidabatsu, Namo Amidabatsu. Namo Amidabatsu. Let's all sing Ondok-san together with Naho Umitani and Reverend Toshiyuki Umitani of Moilili Honganji in Honolulu. Oops, there's no music. There's no video. What happened? Let's recite the Shinshu Pledge together. I take my refuge in the vow of the Buddha. Reciting the name, I will live through life with strength and serenity. I revere the light of the Buddha. I will put my effort in my work with self-reflection and gratitude. I follow the teachings of the Buddha. Concerning the right path, I will spread the true Dharma. I rejoice in the compassion of and help others and do my best for the welfare of humankind. Namo Amidabatsu, Namo Amidabatsu, Namo Amidabatsu, Namo Amidabatsu. Let's sing the Nembutsu together. That grasps us, illumines and protects us always. The darkness of our ignorance is already broken through. Still the clouds and mists of greed and desire, anger and hatred cover as always the sky of true and real Shinji. But though the light of the sun is veiled by clouds and mists, beneath the clouds there is brightness, not dark. When one realizes Shinji, seeing and revering and attaining great joy, one immediately leaps crosswise, closing off the 5 evil courses. The wisdom of Shinran Shonin, which you find in the Shoshinge and the collected works of Shinran on page 70. Namanda, it's namanda, it's namanda, it's namanda. No. Let's sit together quietly for a few moments. So just relax and get comfortable. If you are able, sit forward in your seat and place both feet flat on the ground. Sit up straight and align your head, neck, shoulders, and back in a straight line that goes down to the floor. Place your hands comfortably in your lap. Now close your eyes halfway so that you're looking both outwardly and inwardly. And just breathe. Breathe in and breathe out. In and out. As you breathe in, think of something for which you are grateful. And as you breathe out, just say mahalo. Say thank you, thank you, thank you. Just breathe. The sound of the gong will signal the end of our quiet meditation. Namandas. Before we start the announcements video, I'd just like to emphasize that next Sunday, November 14th, there won't be a service here at Makawao, and there won't be any live stream from Makawao next week. There's the Maui Nembutsu seminar on the 13th and 14th, and there will be a Zoom or live stream available, and we'll be publishing that on the temple's webpage and social media. Again, mahalo for joining us this morning, and may your day be filled with aloha. Namandas, namandas, namandas. Namandas.